So David, you are directing probably one of the most anticipated films of this year. I mean, I know you get the pressure question, but I gotta ask, I mean, does it still feel like pressure, or are you just more excited to get it out at this point?
It's kind of all the above. Look, to be honest, it's really a labor of love. I believe in this movie. I believed in it from the beginning. It's exciting that people are connecting with it so much, what little they've seen of it. I think people actually know a lot less about it than they think they do. There's a lot of surprises in store, and when people really discover how much heart there is in this movie and how much fun it is, and it's a true adventure, I mean, I think it's really going to connect.
Now, the cast is massive. This is a huge cast. How did you get everybody together on the set to kind of work cohesively as that group? Was it an easy task, or was this like a big-time team-building thing?
Whips and chains. No, we did a lot of rehearsals. We did a lot of training. They did martial arts training. I had them fight each other. All of these things sort of served to bring them together. You know, the scariest part of making this movie was that if they didn't come together as a family, the movie wasn't going to work. But they did, and it does. And the energy they have off screen is the same energy they have on screen. They're going to be lifelong friends out of this.
Now there was a lot of speculation earlier, it seemed to be seemingly confirmed, that Jared Leto was sending out gifts, and he was kind of like purposely toying with the rest of the cast. Did you have anything to do with that, or can you comment or elaborate on how that all went down?
Well, there's a little bit of sometimes you don't want to know what's going on, but it was interesting because it really had the effect of bonding them. He sent one of his henchmen in bearing slightly ominous and threatening gifts. And the henchman was returned basically bound and as a hostage. So it was sort of their first action as a team.
Now, the other thing with this film, you also you're connecting into a broader universe at this point. What was that like for you? I mean, were you kind of guided in that, or did you say, hey, I want to go this route, or what was your piece in that, in putting in the greater DCEU?
Well, the great thing with Suicide Squad is this is the cinematic debut of so many of these characters. So I really had a free hand to construct a vision and execute this vision. But at the same time, there are shared assets and shared storylines. So, for instance, Batman is an example. But it's definitely part of a larger tapestry, and it's going to unfold to many roads.
So you are in arguably one of the biggest movies of the year. What does that feel like?
Feels good, man. I mean, I don't know. There's no pressure around it. I think we're all cautiously optimistic about the fact that we made a really great movie, and we can't wait to show it to people. None of us have seen it, and every time a bit of, material gets released to the public, it's the first time we've seen it as well. And so, as that anticipation builds with everyone else, it is with us as well. And yeah, man, I mean, we're pumped.
So tell me about what you can anyways. Tell me about Boomerang. Tell me about what your connection is to him and how you've related to him and brought him to life for his first ever iteration on film.
I think obviously he's an Aussie, which was great. Had they handed this role to, I'll fight for American roles all day long, but if they gave this role to someone who wasn't Australian, I would have had something to say about it. Look, man, I mean, he's a bad dude. I mean, they all are. You look back into the comic book material, the early stuff, some of it's really embarrassing and cliche and stereotypical not in a great way. And the cool thing was sort of finding a way to balance that out and finding a character that was that had Ayer's voice within it, that I could also inject my voice into, and that we could keep authentic, but build upon it and allow it to grow to a place that fit into this landscape as well. And look, it's just great. It was awesome to play someone who wasn't out to seek redemption. You know what I mean? Who was bad for the sake of being bad, and in a way, I mean, he's one of the nastier characters in there purely because he's unapologetically out for himself, and that's it. Even within the squad, you'll find people who have a higher moral code than one another. But yeah, Boomerang ain't one of them.
All right, so you are playing a really awesome character. How did you approach this? How did you like get into this, into the mindset and into the whole thing? How did it happen for you?
I think, of course, I read the comics and did a little bit of research on, samurais and Japanese samurai films and everything. But my main source came from training. David let us go through a month and a half of pre-production where we went through rehearsals and training with all of the cast members. And I think that helped out a lot because for me, I didn't know how to wield a sword and I had to be a samurai warrior. So knowing that from the core and knowing my choreography and everything from my muscle memory, I think that helped in developing Katana.
Now, Katana, even though she's in Suicide Squad and she's technically bad, she's actually she can go both ways because she's been in like Birds of Prey and been around. So are we going to feel more of the good side from Katana in this as well? Maybe some hints at that? Or is she just coming off purely as kind of the bad guy?
No, I actually don't think Katana is purely evil at all. She has a moral code and she's very loyal to Flag and Waller and she's a little bit different from the other characters in that sense, but she's deadly, let me say that, yeah.
Do you have any experiences that really stick out the most from filming? I'm sure there's a bunch, but is there one that's kind of sticks? You're like, I will always remember this Suicide Squad moment.
There are so many.
I knew I'd catch you with that one.
Okay.
Just give me one. There's got to be one.
Right now, I think we all went to Osheaga. It's a music festival in Montreal, and we spent 3 days there just hanging out, and we weren't filming or anything, so we really got to enjoy each other's company, and I think that was probably one of my favorite memories.
Did you get a squad tattoo as well? Did you, for real? Is it on your leg, or you have it hidden? Oh my goodness. So did everybody? I do. So Margot actually did it?
Yes.
Like legit?
Will did Joel's and one of the assistants did Jai's and we all did each other's. But Margot did mine. And
oh wow. That is legit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Fading on the...
You should never get it touched up though.
No,
Just
we
leave
are
it.
getting it touched up.
You are?
When press comes around this summer, we're trying to bring her gun, and then we're just gonna
do it in the press line, like right here.
Exactly. We're gonna be like 5 minutes. We need 5 minutes. Yeah.
Well, the movie looks awesome. I'm excited for it. I think everybody's excited for it, and I wish you the best of luck with it. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so Adam, Suicide Squad's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
What does this feel like for you? I mean, this is a great role for you. What does this feel like for you? I mean, with so much anticipation and such a huge part of the growing DC universe, what is this like for you?
I'm a huge comic fan. I've been reading them since I was like 6 years old.
Nice.
To be able to be a part of the DC world is like a dream come true. And to be able to work on a level of David Ayer, Jared, Adewale, Margot, Will, we have an opportunity to creatively commit ourselves on a level that you haven't seen before, which Jared proves. And when you see everybody else, right down to Joel Kinnaman, the emotional outlet of his character will blow you away. The depth of Diablo with Jay Hernandez, mind-blowing. So we're just a part of each other. We're the squad, and that's what makes us this ragtag group that everybody loves. You know what I mean? We're walking up here, yo, what's up? When we went Batman, Superman for a photo shoot for the Hollywood Reporter, I think it was, we lined up in an elevator and we're like, okay, man, I guess this is where we go down. You guys ready? And everybody was like, we want to be on your team because Suicide Squad represents that, let's shake it up. And I think Suicide Squad, the movie, shakes up any comic book movie ever made and reinvents it. It's like candy, and you're going to want more of it. You know?
I mean, I already do. Just from the trailers alone. I think I just had the new trailer come out. I mean, You can't do any better than that, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
going to put asses in seats, that's for sure.
Dude, everybody's trying to figure out the storyline. Number one, you will not figure it out. Just enjoy it. The trailers are meant to slip and slide, dodge you, you know what I mean? But you can try all you want, and we just laugh.
I love that. I love that. That is so awesome.
Well, it's, you know, everybody is like, they're doing reshoots because it's not funny. Wait till you watch it, dude. Oh my gosh, it's like, you know, but you'll see it, man.
I mean, I think the excitement level for Suicide Squad has just continued to build. It's kind of, it's like reaching a fever pitch at this point. So, I mean, August can't get here fast enough, so it just looks amazing.
Yeah, man, it's you know, after this, we're going to realize that it's going to recharge and create a momentum, and we're ready for that, you know, so bring on the next and the next after, and DC Universe right now is going through a whole, they got to make like 7 other movies that are like Rubik's Cubes. They all interact somehow, you know. Batman's in our movie, dude. When you see Batman come in our movie, you're like, for a moment, what? Dude, I was like, are you kidding me? What? You want to go in the Batmobile? I was like, no, I can't. I'll soil everywhere. Don't let me get in there. So if I react like this and I'm in it, people who aren't in it are going to love it, man.